It's the moment! They are the Football League's finest in 2023! Vincent Kompany's Burnley are the champions! It is the sweetest feeling, but the bitterest pill for Blackburn to swallow. Their great rivals claim the crown on their territory, and it's no surprise that tempers are frayed. Well, it's desperate disappointment for Blackburn, who put so much into the game, so much into the latter stages. It's a blow for them in the playoff race. Vincent Kompany urging calm, but joy unconfined as he claims the 7th league title of his career. From some of the least promising beginnings, he has transformed the way this club play their football, and he has achieved the stated aim at the first time of asking, and in outstanding, extraordinary, vibrant and entertaining style. It is quite the achievement. It's worthy of note as well that they claim a club record for points gained, meeting that of Sean Dyche's team 9 years ago. But to do it here makes it all the sweeter, Michael.
It's amazing to do it like this, and what's been so impressive is the style of football, how he's created it, how he's taught it, every session that he's put on for these footballers, and it's been a wonderful return of brilliance and top performances, determination from the side, not only going forward but defensively when they're being under pressure. That's created a real grit and a great steal. Even a high line there at the end, very, very brave. We've got a real top manager and a top team that have been so impressive, and no wonder these supporters, and it was won with the most wonderful of goals, wasn't it? A title and a worthy goal to do it, and you can see why these celebrations are to do it here for those supporters. That'll mean everything.
Well, it is the dream scenario for every Burnley supporter. They have secured the championship title at Ewood Park thanks to a moment of sheer magic from Manuel Benson. The final score, Blackburn Rovers 0, Burnley 1. The Burnley party is just beginning.
Utterly transformed and utterly dominant. Burnley are the champions of the championship 2022-23, and to win it here at the home of their bitter rivals, it does, you sense, feel all the more sweeter for them. Ashley Barnes as well, a huge part of what Burnley have been about this season. As Burnley fans were quiet at times in the first half, they're very, very noisy now, enjoying every single minute of this. The 3 games leading up to this one posed a few questions for the team that were already promoted, of course, but now they have clinched the title, and you would have to say, deservedly so. Chris Iwelumo, Keith Andrews alongside me here. Feisty scenes at the end there, Keith, a reflection on the rivalry between these two. It may be an inflatable trophy, but my word, they are worthy winners, aren't they?
Yeah, look, maybe it spilled over a little bit, but you have to expect that what's at stake for both clubs and obviously the local rivalry. They are worthy winners without a shadow of a doubt. You can't really judge them over the last couple of weeks in terms of the results. I think we have to judge them over the whole season. They have been absolutely outstanding. All the different factors involved to get to where they've got to. They've showed absolute fight tonight and grit, resilience, because it was by far not the most polished performance that we've seen from this team, but it's just testament to the group that he's produced.
Yeah, well, they weren't having it all their own way, but what they've done time and time again this season is they've got individuals that can turn a game on its head, and the goal was outstanding. You know, I think he's done it time and time again. They've got players in that team that play that big occasion and are up for it. So, no, thoroughly deserved. Like you say, I think Vincent Kompany, he said himself, what's a 4-year project to get into the Premier League. He's done it in his first year. It's a fantastic achievement.
And winning it here. We saw a real edge to the game. Tempers flared, it spilled over. Vincent Kompany was a peacemaker at the end between Jack Cork and it seemed like half the Blackburn team. But that's a sense of satisfaction on the face of that man, isn't it?
Yeah, emotional. You know, I think we've seen that reaction after that Middlesbrough game away when they got promotion, to go up as champions as well, to have that achievement. You know, the atmosphere that the fans created there was so hostile, and I've got to say Blackburn probably handled it a little bit better, definitely first half, but you did call it at half time about Burnley dropping a gear. They have that ability. They did have a little bit more of it, I have to say. Not all their own way, but like you say, I think it's they've got quality in individuals, and he has been outstanding, the manager. You know, he's put the demands on the players, and they've been up for every challenge. He must be so proud of what he's achieved.
7th league title in his career, his first as a manager, his first season in English football. Keith, I mean, is there any positive box that he hasn't ticked over the course of this season?
No, I don't think you can question too much, to be perfectly honest. He'll be unhappy again with the last couple of weeks of results, but that's just why he's produced what you've just said as a player, first and foremost, as captain of Man City. The journey that he's taken as a manager to take himself away. No doubt he could have played longer, but clearly had his eyes on the next chapter of his life, of his career being a manager. Took that route initially, different type of dynamic as a manager, Anderlecht. Then he became the absolute manager, head coach, and he's gone from strength to strength. Anderlecht have absolutely messed up by allowing him to leave his role, and what he's produced here, and the style in which they've done it, which has been so impressive. It really has.
Is that the thing, Chris? Is it? We talk about the substance of the side, but if you can do it in the manner that they have as well, it's been the perfect storm, hasn't it, really, of what they've done and how they've gone about doing it.
Yeah, and they've improved as I think they blew everyone away that first game at Huddersfield. You know, I think the brand of football that we've seen, and all of a sudden...
Sorry, I'm just thinking, got to be careful, there's shades of Steve Morrow there with regards to Conor Roberts. Never get on a goalkeeper's shoulders. Come on, we know that.
No, but it's been outstanding, hasn't it? I think he's delivered on all fronts. A lot of players have came in unknown to us, but again, he's sourced them, he's recruited them, I think, with the right attributes that they can be successful. But they've all, like you say, I think as a collective, played the way that he wanted to play, that brand of football that scores goals, creative, keeps the ball, dominated possession. No one's done it better in the Championship, but then results off the back of it as well. And like you said, to win promotion, to go up as champions, I say this will live with the players forever.
And the thing is as well, Kid, when you look at what the team is that is created, he very much embraced what Burnley have been for the best part of most of the last decade, didn't he? He said, this is where we start, and this is what I want to give to you.
I thought he was very respectful of what had gone on there previously and the values that the club had, the values that had been instilled throughout the football club, but then you're right, he wanted to do it in his way. And I think when you look at what has been achieved, you look at the individuals within that played in a very different way under the previous manager there, obviously. They've flourished, they've developed. The players that have come in, they've settled into a certain way of playing. And look, I think the chemistry, very obvious when you see scenes like this, but it's been going on all season. That rapport that he has with the players, that respect that the players have for him, and then the way that in turn he's able to relate to the players, that with all due respect to these players, they're on a different level to what he's been used to for the last 10 years of his career. All right, maybe Anderlecht in terms of managing them, but the humility in which he's shown, the desire that he's instilled into that group, and will to win on a consistent basis.
And what's it like, I mean, Chris, you see these scenes, and I know for a fact you've got friends in and amongst the Burnley, so like Jack Cork and Jay Rodriguez, players that have straddled different regimes, and good men, good footballers, good teammates. You must be so proud to see them go again with a different manager.
Oh, absolutely delighted. You know, I think fantastic characters. You know, you talk about away from football as well, just good people, but massive in the dressing room as well. And I think that, just to go to what Keith was saying, I think these players have improved under Vincent Kompany. Players that have come in, you look at the likes of Nathan Taylor, you look at Zaroury, who, like you say, had that talent, you could see it in players, but it was end product. They all have improved, and I think that says a lot. It's not only about getting results, but it's about those as a collective improving all the time.
And it's also managing that. So Jack Cork was such a big player in terms of minutes on the pitch in the first half of the season. He hasn't played as much. Jay Rodriguez obviously had injury issues, but to actually manage that. Ashley Barnes started the season, manage your senior players when they're not starting.
Taking Ashley Barnes out.
Because they've been such big players, and Ashley Barnes, as we know, will be leaving the club. But to manage all that dynamic through the season, as we know, they are hard the graft that's needed, the desire, the durability to get through these seasons. He's managed that aspect really, really well. And the other thing I think he's done really well is the freshness. I think he's kept that, because it's become common knowledge now that they don't get days off. They're few and far between. So to keep that freshness of the performances without wholly changing the team week to week has been a real achievement.
The fact that, as Keith's saying, they've been in, day out for the best part of probably 10 months worth of work. It's moments like this that make all that unbelievable hard work absolutely worth it. It's just a team that's been wonderful. Not so sure about the dancing, but but the quality on the pitch has been absolutely undoubted. Burnley are the champions of the Championship.